Hello and welcome. Today's project is all about the victim. Are you playing the victim? How can you tell? And why being stuck in this victim-like dependent mentality only keeps you in this anxiety loop and keeps your normal to be pain and suffering, which is not the best place to be. Like, don't you want to get to that higher state of consciousness, or to reach the goals where of other people, the people that you admire? Because it's those people that you admire that bring out your inadequacies, and you can use that as an opportunity to tackle those inadequacies and to sacrifice what you don't need, and then incorporate the tools and techniques of those successful people and get to where those successful people are. But in this video, why is being the victim such a bad place to be? Why being the victim and playing out this victim-like state of mind only keeps you in a loop, and it'll never get you to where you really want to go or need to go. And so first thing is that you become so predictable to the people around you. And what do I mean by that? Well, you have this black cloud around you, and you've been continuously spouting off and complaining and giving people reasons to why your life is so complicated and catastrophic, and why you are who you are. And this will only drive people away. It'll only push them away, because what's happening is that when you list off the reasons why your life sucks, so for example, you're saying, hey, look, this is how much sleep I got last night, and the day before, and the day before, and look what I ate today. I only ate a piece of cake and some almonds, or look what my doctor said to me today, or look what my ex-partner said to me, or like, look what's happening. And this continues to happen. Okay, this continues over and over and over again, and then other people see this pattern. They start to go, oh, I understand. He's not really working hard to get out of that. He's just staying in the same place. And then people will avoid you, and they'll start to talk about you behind your back. Say, this guy, man, I can't stand him. Like, he just keeps saying these things. And the reason why, when you do this to people, why it activates their stress response, is that they want to help you. They want, or maybe they're trying to help you, but you're not really helping yourself. You're not really taking anything and applying it to yourself. You're just throwing it over your shoulder, and you're coming back the next day and saying, this is why my life sucks, again and again and again. And really, the way out of this dependent cycle is to work on yourself, so then your external world then changes, right? It only comes from when you really put in the work. You have to reach out into the unknown and really find someone you can relate to. Find someone that speaks your language, who's been through the similar challenges you've been through. Because here's the thing. Someone who is a victim, this is what they say. They say, you've never been through what I've been through. You don't know how I feel. Or they'll say, you had it easy in your life. You had loving family, friends, growing up, all of these things. And those are the excuses they give themselves to why, going on this new path is not optional, right? And they need to justify why they are who they are. But that's only keeping you in this suffering, right? I mean, and do not expect people to stick around if you continue to say things like this. Do not expect people to remain your friend or your partner. if you continue to play the victim. Everyone is traversing some sort of complication in their life. Everyone has a tragedy they're contending with. Everyone has a dragon they're battling. And you're just adding more baggage to their dragons. And people will start to say, hey, why bother with this person? It's not worth it. It's not worth the emotional expenditure that I'm giving towards you. And you're remaining the same. You're not taking anything I have, or you're just using my love. You're using my company as a way to project your suffering and pain. And I understand that it is useful to talk about what's happening, but it's another thing to remain stagnant outside of that talking. Are you going home, watching Netflix, eating Cheetos, staying up late and smoking pot, or drinking, or staying in that negative relationship, or staying in that stressful job? You're not making the right sacrifices. And then the person will continue to give excuses. Well, I'm not because of these reasons. Well, it's like, yeah, well, people need to make drastic changes in their life. You're not making the right sacrifices because you're afraid. Tackle one sacrifice and you'll build on this bravery of yours. It starts from these little tiny steps out into the unknown, where you'll start to see a different side of yourself. Hey, I can actually change something, but it's those tiny micro steps that build upon the bravery, build upon this new perspective that you have over yourself. And also, I want to touch on this because this is important too. A lot of people hold on to this victim-like mentality because it gives them attention. It provides them with love and security that they never had when they're a child. Maybe your parents got divorced. Maybe you had a lot of complications, a lot of trauma. And now the attention that you're getting from spouting off these complaints fills some of that void. It adds some meaning into your life. I noticed with some people that when I started to tell them the harsh truth, people who play the victim mentality, some of my clients or friends, family, when I start to tell them the truth, the harsh truth, I have nothing to lose, because it might rattle them enough to then change. And also, I'm not facilitating this reassurance by saying, hey, you're okay the way that you are. Well, no, you're not okay the way that you are. Because if everything is okay the way that you are, then you wouldn't be suffering. You need to work on those micro steps. You need to sacrifice the right things in order to get what you really want, right? To get to where you want to end up, to get to the place your role model got to. Because right now you're seeing the outer onion of me, right? I got to a totally different place in my life right now because I've made the right sacrifices, I engaged in the right disciplines, and so forth. And, well, I see someone who spouts off these complaints. I see someone who gives themselves excuses. I see that their body is breaking down. Because they'll say something like, I've come a long way. I've crawled through all of this pain and suffering, and I've come far. But then I'll say, hey, but yeah, you've come far. You're still alive, but your body's breaking down. You're still not getting to where you need to go. You're crawling from here to there, but you're not getting up, right? And I want you to get up. I want you to make more of the sacrifices, because I see they're eating junk food, they're, sitting on the couch when they're not working, or they're working terrible hours, or they're working a stressful job, or they're drinking alcohol, smoking weed. I can blatantly see that they're coping, even though they're saying, I've come a long way. It's like, yeah, you're crawling from point A to point B, but you need to get up, right? You need to work on yourself, your internal world, before your external world can change. And then they'll say something like, well, it's either, it's the world that's tragic. It's, well, which is true, but they'll say like, oh, it's all men that are terrible. Oh, it's all women that are terrible. Oh, life is terrible. It's like, well, it's either life that's terrible or it's you. And you better hope it's you, because that's something you can control. You can make the right sacrifices where life becomes less terrible. You can, when you work on yourself, I've seen people work on themselves and then attract different kind of mate, which is so cool, because they start to change themselves, and then the negative relationships that they used to be attracted to disappear, and then they start to attract a different type of person, someone who is more put together, disciplined, or supportive, or that is surrounded by positive energy. So once you start to change the little parts of yourself, who knows what you can manifest? You might manifest your wildest dreams. But if you're not getting what you want now, then what do you have to lose? Now it's the opportunity to start to work on those little micro parts of who you are. And that's where I'm going to leave you on today's video. Please leave your comments below if I've missed anything that pertains to the victim mentality. I do have one-on-one coaching, so you can come meet me for a structured step-by-step approach to overcome anxiety, to overcome the catastrophes that are occurring within your life. And then I have a downloadable program that you can purchase and download, that you can do at your own pace. It has workbooks, it has audiobooks, and meditations that'll help release the trauma. And lastly, do not let anxiety define who you are. I will see you on the next video. Bye for now. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and that bell so that whenever a new video of mine appears, you will be one of the first to know. Namaste.